What's going on, world? Welcome to my podcast. It's just different with Ty, where I talk about sports, social, political issues, you name it, everything under the sun. Make sure you hit the notification bell so you can get updated on the latest, newest videos. I'm coming with that fire. And if you want to have a debate with me on here, I may entertain it, pending what it is, but you better know what you're talking about because I ain't playing no games with you. Michael Jordan, y'all. That's right, Air Jordan, MJ. He did something great today. He made a $10 million donation to the Make-A-Wish Foundation. So we're going to talk about that. All right. I'm going to uncover all that. Let's get into it.
Welcome to It's Just Different with your host, Ty.
All right. So MJ, Air Jordan. Some people call it the GOAT. Today, as I was watching TV, I noticed something come across there, and it said that Michael Jordan made a $10 million to Make-A-Wish Foundation, which is the largest donation by an individual in its history. All right. Now, for those that don't know, MJ has been a supporter of Make-A-Wish Foundation since 1989. Okay. Yes, 1989. So he's been involved with them for a while now. Now, as I was reading this, immediately, I said, this is about LeBron James. This donation by Michael Jordan is more about LeBron James than it is actually doing a good deed. Now, I know some of y'all are going to say, hey, well, you don't know Michael Jordan personally. And you're right, I don't. Again, I always say in my videos when I'm talking about sports, basketball, MJ probably will be my favorite player of all time. I grew up in that era. It was Bulls. But I can't let that cloud my judgment on other things. And I can't call them out on things that I think is wrong. All right. I'm not a fanboy, so I'm not going to do that. So I have to call MJ out on this. All right. Now, MJ, again, I feel what I believe that this donation was more about trying to hold this GOAT title, because LeBron James, it's either LeBron. Now it's LeBron or MJ. Who's the GOAT? And this donation, I feel, had everything to do with trying to maintain that GOAT status title. And I'm just going to go over a couple of things as far as a timeline. All right. Everything has a timeline. Whether you're talking about the pyramids in Egypt, when they were built, who was the pharaoh during this time, during that dynasty. Almost everything have a timeline, So if you noticed, right, when MJ retired, I'm talking about with the Chicago Bulls, not the first time, the second time, 1998. And I believe then he was approached to do a documentary on the 6 championships. MJ declined. And at this point, MJ was undisputed the GOAT. There was really no conversation at this time. Throughout the years, with the Lakers, with Kobe and Shaq, winning the three-peat and everything else, and Kobe, winning 2 more without Shaq and different things like that, Kobe's name kind of creeped in a little bit, but it was mainly LeBron James, even probably before the ring, before LeBron got his first ring, that they were talking about, the GOAT. When LeBron won those 2 rings back to back in Miami, you started to hear people talk about the GOAT conversation. When LeBron lost his last year in Miami to the Spurs, and then when he returned back to the Cleveland Cavaliers, and they lost that first year in the finals to the Golden State, it kind of went away. But when LeBron James, along with Kyrie Irving and Kevin Love and the rest of that cast, when they beat the best NBA team, or what a lot of people consider as far as regular season wise, their record, the Golden State Warriors that went 73-9, and the fashion how they beat them. Remember, they were down 3-1 in the NBA Finals, and LeBron and Kyrie just took it to a whole new level like never seen before. Just look at those stats from those finals. And when the Cavs came back to win, and they came back from 3-1, and they eventually won in Game 7, a lot of commentators were saying LeBron is the GOAT. A lot of commentators were saying that LeBron was the GOAT. Not half, but you started to see a shift in the LeBron MJ debate. And at that moment, a lot of people know that's when Michael Jordan finally, from 1998 to 2016, that's when he finally gave the go-ahead to have that film come out, or the documentary, which was The Last Dance, which came out in the year 2020 during COVID. If you remember, I mean, again, you're talking about almost 20 years. So MJ was calculating and doing that. Although his playing career was over, he still wanted people to remember that great Chicago Bulls team, which they were. They were a dynasty. I'm not here to dispute that at all. So he wanted to put in everybody else's minds that, hey, I'm still here. And when he gave the go-ahead for that documentary to start production, it came out in 2020. And in that same year, I think that's when LeBron won his 4th championship. So timing is everything. Now, if we look at timing again from this point, we all know coming into this season, 2022 to 2023, LeBron James was on the chase of getting the all-time leading scorer list from Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, who had it for 38 years, almost 40 years, which I never thought anybody would even come close. Well, Karl Malone came close, but I never thought anyone was going to actually break that record. And when LeBron finally broke that record and became the all-time leading scorer in NBA history, along with maybe a week or two before that, he became the 4th leading assist in NBA history. So you have LeBron at the number 1 scorer in NBA history, and he's in the top 5 in assists in NBA history. He's currently number 4 right now. So when he broke this record, even more commentators started to say, hey, LeBron's the GOAT now. Again, you still got your bias, other commentators that's just never going to let it go. No matter what LeBron does, it's always going to be MJ. I get that. I understand that, whatever. But you even have more commentators saying LeBron's the GOAT. More fans saying LeBron's the GOAT, because now he's the all-time leading scorer. And within a week of LeBron breaking this record, now you hear MJ donating $10 million to Make-A-Wish Foundation during Black Month history. So kudos, hats off to MJ's, team, his publicist, because this was very strategically done. Literally a week after LeBron becomes the all-time leading scorer, now MJ donates $10 million, the biggest donation in the history of Make-A-Wish Foundation. So again, this was strategically done to always try to have one step ahead of LeBron. That's what this is about. And the reason why, and again, I love MJ. Again, that's my favorite player of all time. I'm gonna keep on saying that. I'm probably gonna say that about 10 more times throughout this video. But I think it's important to look at what's going on here. So when you have certain basketball players, or when you have athletes, but we're going to talk about just basketball athletes, especially Black athletes that are considered the greatest during their era or the greatest of all time, if they're in that debate, what a lot of people tend to look at is what that Black athlete did outside of the lines, right? So I remember watching Isaiah Thomas, Bad Boy Pistons, Zeke, right? And he was on, I think it was Undisputed. And I'm paraphrasing a little bit what he said. So in this video, on this show, Undisputed, he was with Shannon and Skip Bayless, and he was asked about LeBron. He said, when I think of LeBron, I got LeBron in a total different category. He says, when I think of LeBron, I think of the Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, the Muhammad Ali's, the Jim Browns, the Bill Russells, black athletes who were the best at their sport during their time, that also did a lot of things, great things in their community, social justice, talked about police brutality, talk about systemic racism, talk about inequalities, trying to uplift their community. And that's where he put LeBron at, which was a whole nother category from any other athlete, during this era. And that's something, as much as I love MJ has never been associated with doing anything for the black community. I don't want to hear, sometimes people move in silence and they make quiet donations. Bull crap, all right? Because when you are that guy in your sport and you are as big as a MJ was, all right? I mean, social media is at an all-time high now. Even then, like, imagine if MJ played now with social media, it would be wow. It would be crazy. But if you are an athlete like MJ, there ain't nothing you doing that's going to be quiet. There's nothing you going to do that's going to be hush, hush. All right. There is no way that MJ would have been able to do all these great things and it not get out. All right. So stop it. For all the people that say that, stop it. That's for regular folks like me and you that, people ain't really paying attention to, and we ain't making $20 million a year, and we don't got a gazillion followers on social media platforms. All right. Us, yeah, we probably could get away with that, but not no creme de la creme athlete, especially like MJ or LeBron. So LeBron has basically, since day one, basically, have this conscious mindset, with the "I Can't Breathe" shirts, with the Trayvon Martin hoodie, talking about police brutality, talking about all these different things, and building a school, giving back to the community, making sure that poor people in this community receive a free education, and paying for college, just so on and so on, and that's where that's going to be the difference between MJ and LeBron when you're talking about the GOAT conversation. That's going to be the difference, because people are going to talk about not only what you do on the court, but what you did outside of the court. That's why Muhammad Ali, as great as Floyd Mayweather is, as great as it, again, he's 50-0 or whatever his record is, 50-0, 52-0, I can't remember. And yes, Floyd may probably be the greatest boxer of all time, and he's beat a lot of people in different weight classes too. I think he has that record. However, he did not have to go through what Muhammad Ali did. He did not have to sacrifice everything like Muhammad Ali did. And I don't really want him to do that anyway. You know what I'm saying? Fortunately for him, he didn't have to do that. But because Muhammad Ali did, and he was the people's champ, and because he spoke up about injustices and racism, that's why Muhammad Ali will never be forgotten. So although Floyd Mayweather probably may be a better fighter, maybe, and depends, it's all about what you like, right? He 100 years from now, they may not be talking about Floyd Mayweather in the way that they would still be talking about Muhammad Ali. And that's going to be the same thing with LeBron and MJ. Yeah, they're going to talk about MJ. Yeah, MJ may be around still because of his sneakers and things like that. And, but MJ may not be talked in the same conversation, in the same way that LeBron James will, because all of the great things LeBron has done for his community. Michael Jordan knows that. Trust me when I tell you, he knows that. That's why he was so calculating. His team, his publicist, his team was so strategic when they put this Make-A-Wish Foundation, again, a week after, literally a week after LeBron becomes the all-time leading scorer in NBA history, MJ does this. That's to try to get one up on LeBron, but he can't, no matter what he do. because people know when it's authentic. People know when it's genuine. People know that from day one, LeBron was really doing this out here, really putting in the work for his community. MJ, you 60. You're going to be 60. People, I think I'll be 60 this week. You just started doing this 8 years ago. You know what I'm saying? And again, there's no matter when, I always say when you get to the party, it's no matter when you get there, just long as you come there humbled and meek. But we got a whole track record, right? We got a whole timeline of you not really talking about racism, and you not really doing as much as you should for the black community. From day one, LeBron been doing it. So that's why he's always going to be the people's champ in my eyes. King James, the GOAT. So that's where it stands. That's where I leave it. I know a lot of y'all gonna agree to disagree, and it's okay. But again, I just feel that this donation by MJ was more about LeBron James and trying to hold on to that GOAT status. That's what MJ is trying to hold on to, that GOAT status, than it was actually doing something that's from the heart. Well, guys, thank you for watching my podcast. It's Just Different with Ty. Again, make sure you like and subscribe, and also hit the notification bell. All right. So with that said, peace and love.